Hello everyone, welcome to Cloud Institution. So today we are going to see one of the another important concepts, which is AMI. So AMI with golden image. So what is AMI? And we are going to discuss about like what is AMI, and so how are you going to create the golden image from one of the EC2 instances, and how are you converting it as a golden image, and how are you going to create multiple instances from that particular golden image. And so we are going to implement all these concepts with this. So first of all, let's go and check what is what's an AMI. So AMI is an Amazon machine image. Okay, so it's an image that provides a software that is required to set up and boot an Amazon EC2 instance. For example, if you wanted to create any kind of operating systems, for example, if you want to have Ubuntu machines to be installed, or if you want to be Red Hat machines to be installed, or Amazon Linux to be installed. Okay, whatever the instances to be, to provision. So you have to have AMI to be available in order to do that. Okay, so without AMI, you can never provision any kind of instances in AWS. Okay, so that is something very very important concept, which we are going to see today. So you can launch multiple instances from a single AMI. Okay, this is just like ISO image. For example, in the earlier days, if you remember that if you want to install, if you want to install your desktops or any kind of your laptops with any kind of operating system, it can be Windows or Linux. So you must be needing a ISO image, right? So I remember I've been copied that ISO image ISO image with the pen drive. We need to boot it up with that ISO image so that it is gonna boot up, so that image, and then is gonna install all the packages from that pen drive itself. So the same concept applies here also. So here, instead of having a pen drive, so Amazon is having a concept called AMI, Amazon machine image. So that image has been available in Amazon itself, AWS itself. So you can just go and deploy the instances, images, instances from that particular image. Okay, so that's what something which we are going to see today. So today, as a demo, what are we going to see is that we're going to create one base image, one base instance. Okay, so this kind of a base instance. Okay, so this instance we are going to install HTTPD. Okay, so after installing HTTPD, um, I'm going to start HTTPD and enable HTTPD. Maybe that start and enable. Okay, and I'm going to have some simple HTML file. Okay, these three are the things which you are going to do. So this is the base instance, so base image. So I'm installing HTTPD and enabling HTTPD, and I'm just simple HTML file. I'm going to copy it. Okay, so and after doing all these things, what are we going to do is that I'm going to take a copy of the copy of this AMI. So I'm just going to create a golden image of this AMI, all this instance. Okay, so that image is going to be a AMI image. It's going to be AMI image. So using this image, so now all these packages, whatever installed in this particular instances, is going to be available in this AMI. This kind of ISO image, right? So now what I'm going to do is that I'm going to create three instances. Okay, so three instances. Okay, so that these three instances will be created out of this AMI. Okay, we are going to create these three instances from this AMI. Okay, so end of the day, as you can see, all these four instances, the base image, all these three instances, will be having the same output as the simple HTML file, whatever we have placed it over here. It will be having a simple output. You can see all the single output in the browser. Okay, so that's what is kind of a golden image, right? So this AMI, whatever has been created, is kind of a golden image. So what do you mean by golden image? This is the base image that will be considered to be a base image. So using this image itself, we are going to create um, multiple instances. So most of the companies, they call this one as a golden image, because this is the very very important image. So because all the applications, and there are many kind of mission critical workloads, everything will be based on this particular image only. So now let's get into the demo. Now this is the instance. This is the EC2 instance console. So I'm going to do a launch instance now. I'm going to click on launch instance. The instance is going to be a golden image. Cloud institution, maybe cloud institution. Cloud institution gold image. Okay, so okay, not gold image, gold VM. Okay, so this is the gold VM, uh, or maybe we can just go. Okay, so the gold VM, right? So this is kind of a base VM. So now I'm going to choose Amazon Linux image. Okay, and then, so as you can see here, I'm creating this instance using this AMI. So we have a predefined AMI which has installed with nothing. Okay, so this is the AMI ID. So if somebody asks that what is the AMI ID of your machine, so you can also see the AMI ID over here if you want to copy it, right? So this is the AMI ID. So each and every machine will be having AMI ID, right? So if you want to choose something else, for example, if you want your instance to be installed with some other component, okay, you can just see something like this one. Okay, so here we have these many types of these many types of AMS are available. Okay, for example, if you have, like, so each and every instance will be having a OSS NVIDIA driver. It will be installed with OSS NVIDIA driver and base OSS NVIDIA driver. So NVIDIA driver, AMI, GPU. So all these components will be installed with this AMI if you choose, if you wanted to choose with something else. So here you can see this AMI is having with the LTS with the SQL server installed. Okay, if you choose this one, then you can see the SQL server has already been installed in the VM. So now I'm going to choose that blank VM, which means blank AMI, which means that nothing has been installed on top of this instance. Okay, so now t2.micro and keeper login, I'm going to use cloud institution key. Okay, and I'm allowing HTTP traffic because we are going to install a HTTP HTTP, which is Apache. We're going to be installing in this particular VM. So I'm going to use 8 this thing, like, and I'm going to launch instance. Okay, so instance is launched, so I'm going to click on this one. Okay, so this is the instance, the gold VM. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to install HTTPD on the server. Okay, I'm going to install some kind of a HTTPD packages on the server. So I'm going to click on connect. Okay, so it is established in connection. Okay, now it's good. Okay, so now I'm going to sudo su, I'm going to root, and I'm going to install install HTTPD. So we have already seen this kind of a components, so this kind of a component installation, like install HTTPD, all these things we have seen it before itself. So I'm going to install one of the packages, which is install HTTPD, and we have this HTTPD package to be installed. Okay, so now it's been completed. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to start the service. Before that, if you go and copy this IP address in your machine, it's not going to work, right? Because the HTTPD service is not started yet. So how to start the service? Start with systemctl start HTTPD. Okay, so now if you can go and refresh it again, now it should tell me that it works. Okay, so now we have installed one kind of package. After that, what I'm going to do is I'm going inside the var www and HTML, and I'm going to create one index.html file, vi index.html file. Now I'm going to have with a this is the golden image. Okay, so because I'm just having this is the golden image is what the text I'm going to have it. Now if I refresh it, now I can see the result that this is the golden image. So the IP address of the golden image will be this one. Okay, now is all good. Now next comes to the main action, right? Like, so now we have a image. I want to take a backup of this image as a AMI. So what is the AMI? So if you can go to AMIs, if you can go click on here, so there is no AMIs is registered for this particular region. So I'm going to go for instances again, and I'm going to click on this one. I'm going to go to action, and I'm going to do a image and templates. Okay, click on image and templates, then create a image. So I'm going to create image. So the create image is going to be, enter image name is going to be my golden image. Okay, so this is the image that I'm going to create. So description is not necessary, so don't leave it blank. So that images should be having the 8 GB of size in it. Okay, so that's all, so we don't need anything else. So whenever we are booting up with, we should have a 8 GB of, or this by default we are just keeping it inside. So I'm going to create it. Okay, so now it's creating. Now if you can go back and see the AMIs. So this is the AMI which is created. Now my golden image, so this is what the AMI is created. Now what are we going to do now is that, okay, so we already, okay, I think I made a small mistake actually. So what we have to do is we need to start HTTPD, done. Okay, so we need to enable HTTPD here. So I'm going to uh, I'm going to tell you that why we have to do this one, enable HTTPD. Okay, so if you don't enable HTTPD, all the new images will not be having this HTTPD services enabled. The service is started. So now I'm going back to here. I'm going to delete this AMI. Okay, deregister AMI, deregister. Okay, nothing is there. Okay, so now I just added with a new command. Okay, so now I'm going to do the status and everything is fine. Okay, I'm going to close this for now. I'm going to create a new image again. Okay, let's go back to the instance. Okay, and we're going to have this image has been selected. Now click on action, image and templates, and create image. So image name is going to be, okay, so golden image. Okay, that's fine. Okay, so everything else I'm just keeping it separately. So there is a snapshot concept, everything is there. Let's discuss the snapshot concept maybe in the later classes. Now we have created a AMI. Okay, now it's going to be a golden image. AMI name is going to be golden image. Okay, now I'm going to create a new instances. Okay, so I'm going to launch instance. Click on launch instance, then just click on okay, and new instances. Okay, I'm just giving new instances. Okay, so now as you have seen that, previously we have just selected something like this in from the recent my AMIs, quick start, and Amazon Linux, all these things we have it, right? Now what are we going to do now is that we are going to choose my AMIs option here. Okay, not recent, not quick start, we are going to choose with the my AMI option from here. So now what happens is that, if you can see under my AMI, there will be a golden image AMI is available. Okay, so I'm just choosing the golden image, only one image are available, and I'm going to choose that golden image. Okay, now that's it. So I'm going to create that image with the free tier eligible, the keypad login. Okay, it's going to be, I'm choosing any kind of a cloud institution key, and just for so just for example, I'm just keeping it. Network settings, I'm not going to enable any kind of network settings, and I'm going to allow HTTPD traffic for these instances because we have installed HTTPD inside the inside the VM, VM, and we have created a VM image. So we want all the images to be having a HTTPD available, so even right after the instance is provisioned. So we don't want all the images to be provisioned with we don't want to log into all the instances to install some kind of packages to make it work. Okay, so this is the purpose of AMI. I've installed everything inside the AMI. So when I'm creating the AMI out of that the instances, no, so out of that AMI image, so all the instances should be having the same kind of output. Okay, so that's what it is. So now everything is done. So now what are we going to do is that instead of one image, I'm going to give three images. Okay, so now I'm going to give a three images. I'm going to launch instance now. Okay, so far we used to give one instance only. I'm going to give three instances. Now I'm going to launch instance. Okay, so some of the instance the checks are failed. Okay, so retry failed checks. So it's pending, it cannot run. So okay, so what it is telling is that, AMI is still pending. In AMI, this one is still pending, and cannot be run. So as you can see here, so AMI will take some time. So it's telling that, okay, now it's available. It's showing that it's available. Okay, previously it was not available. Maybe it might be taking some kind of a time, um, to um, to provision it completely. So now let's refresh it and see. Okay, it's available. I'm going to refresh it and retry failed checks again. Now it's successful. So the problem which we have seen before is that, so we need to wait for a few minutes, so until the AMI is completely available. Sometimes it will be pending, it will be in the pending state. We should be waiting for a few minutes. So now everything is fine. Now I'm going to instances, as you can see. Okay, so all running instances I'm going to grep. Okay, I'm seeing that all three instances with a new instance one. Okay, new instances. I'm going to rename with new instance one, and the next one is new instance two. Okay, done, and then new instance three. All right. So now we have all three new instances with a new name. Now what I'm going to do is that, so we have already checked this IP address of this machine, right? So the golden image, whatever the IP address is, we have just checked in 170. So that is giving the golden image output. So what should be the other instances should be giving the output now? Okay, now let's see. I'm going to the first image and copy this IP addresses and copying it here. Now it's giving the golden image output. This is the golden. This is the golden image. So now I'm going to second one and I'm going to copy the public IP address of this machine and I'm pasting it. This is the golden image. Okay, and subsequently I'm going to the third instance, and I'm going to copy it and says that this is the golden image output will be showing. So the reason why it's showing like this is that, so we have created a common golden image like this. Okay, so using this image we have created multiple instances like this. Okay, so in the real time, so what is going to be the real time scenario with this AMI image? So if you're working for some kind of a companies, okay, so you will be having installed, for example, there'll be a machine, so that has to be installed with all the packages. Okay, there'll be some kind of application should be deployed to all the applications. Okay, so we should not waste our time in creating all the applications each and every time whenever you're creating a new instances, right? So for example, if you want to install Python, we want to install with the Visual Studio, or we want to install with Docker, Kubernetes, all these kind of packages take so much long time, for the installation. And also the configuration is not going to be the same. Okay, each and every configuration of the systems can be deferred. So in order to make it consistent across all the VMs, all the newly created instances should be the same. We are going to be creating with the golden image. Okay, so this is what the AMI is all about. Okay, hope you understood this concept. Okay, so if you have any questions, please get back to us in the below comments, and we are happy to help you with this one. So, and thank you so much for watching again, and this is our company website, so please reach out to us if you like to take up any kind of a courses, kind of a Terraform, AWS, Azure, or GCP, or any kind of a courses. If you'd like to take it up, then please reach out to us on this website, and you can also follow us on Instagram and Facebook, and please subscribe to our channel, for more videos like this one. So thank you so much again.